Now, to touch so gently means the planetesimals must be in nearly circular, concentric orbits. Things do hit hard later on, though. That is, accretion after the planets had largely formed was a lot more violent than scientists originally thought. Large leftover pieces, even some aborted planets, were careening around in unstable orbits. Universe, why do you practice abortion?
Hello, Zainey friends, and welcome to a collab that we are doing with the members of the Geeks and Beauties Google Plus group, which is all about books. Now, we are totally talking about books we read, whereas other people may only be doing things like a makeup look or something. I don't even know what they're doing. It's going to be a complete surprise.
Books. Just books. Do something with a book.
Books. So if you're looking for them, I'm going to link all theirs down below so that you can see it. And go follow them because they're kind of cool. But we're just going to be talking about books we read. We haven't done this in a really long time, honestly. We used to do this on this channel quite often, but we don't anymore. So here we go. Would you like to start off?
Well, lately we have been reading through Getting Things Done
By David Allen.
I've been doing it through the Google Play Store.
So have I.
Yeah, through their Google Books, and that's been really good. I like their interface a lot. The book has been kind of revolutionary in the way of thinking about how to get certain things done. What was fun was when they did get... she's reading through chapter 2 right now. I am slowly going through chapter 3 just to let her have time to catch up. But there was a diagram that they have in chapter 2 that's just been amazing.
Which I haven't gotten to yet.
Yeah, and you'll love it when it gets there because it's going to help you out in your workflow a lot. So right. What's this book done for you so far?
Well, the basics of getting things done is, I think for a lot of people, how they can get through their life, their career, their whatever that is they need to do, and it's more systemized of how to prioritize and be more organized in how you're doing it, so you'll have more time to do, you know, the things that you have fun doing or that you really want to do. So for me, it hasn't really changed my life yet because I'm only through chapter 2, but I'm really identifying a lot of the things that I do that kind of match up with certain stages of getting things done. So for me, I think it is a really great book. So if you're looking, I know tons of people talk about this that are in a business and that they have their own business. They read this book. This is the book for you to read if you are looking to really maximize what you're doing for your business, or even if it's not your own business. Maybe it's just the way you work at work. So I definitely recommend this
There's
book.
also a lot of really good quotes that he puts throughout that I found myself copying into my Google Notes a lot. Also remember that this has been out for a little while. This is actually the update to the novel.
This is the second edition.
Yeah, this is second edition. And he hasn't gone, oh, well, I'm going to add stuff for all these different digital applications, because that's not what the book is about.
Right.
The book is all about how to keep yourself organized, whatever you use to organize yourself with.
Yeah.
So to go with that, I went and grabbed a GTD app that helps me to organize my stuff, and I keep that on my homepage. So I have a to-do list and a projects list available every time I open up my phone. So I can just go, I did that. Click, 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 done. And it's no longer showing up, so I can keep things out of my head.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I haven't gone there yet, but maybe I will. Maybe I will. So the other thing I want to talk to you about is I have started reviewing fiction for different companies that are, you know, publishing books and whatever, and basically they will, if you can apply, and they'll send you a book or an ebook for free to read, and then you have to do a blog post or whatever. But I'm like pretty brand spanking new at it, so I have read 2 books so far. I'm in the middle of the second one, which is why it's taking me so long to read this one, because you have like a date you have to do it by. So the first one I finished is called The Kiss. But basically basically, this is a British author, and it's kind of an interesting story about, I believe she's still kind of in what we consider to be high school, but it's the British high school, so they act older, and they are like, I don't know, they act like they're in college even though they're only 16. So basically what happens is she goes away to Italy, I want to say it's Italy, on vacation, and meets this guy who basically feeds her this line about how he is giving her Aphrodite's kiss and it's part of this curse. So when, you know, they're making out and whatever, and she feels like she's lighter than air, and like the moon is filling up inside of her, you know, when it's probably just hormones, but I don't know. Anyway, so she believes that she has Aphrodite's kiss, and through a certain of like weird events, she passes it on to somebody else, she thinks. And the other part of this book is basically like her trying to reconcile herself to the fact that she doesn't have this curse, and that she builds this community of people around her to put on a play. I know it sounds kind of disjointed, but it's like an easy, fun read, you know? Yeah, I mean, if it's kind of like a young adult, it's a fun read, okay? Let's just put it that way. It's not his thing.
No. Sounds like a bunch of people with mono.
Yeah. But they end up putting on, which is really funny, they end up putting on a play which is Much Ado About Zombies. Because they were doing Much Ado About Nothing, but like no one was coming to it, so they revamped it into zombies. I'm not giving anything away, but like they revamp it into zombies, and I thought that was pretty funny.
I can deal with that.
I thought that was funny. So the second book that I'm reading, I cannot remember who the author is, but I will put the book here. And it's called The Memory Weaver, and I still haven't finished this book yet. It is in 2 parts, and it's told through a couple different points of view. So the basis of this book is that this girl and her parents are missionaries to Indians, Native Americans, in this country in like the 1850s. And they are in territories, not states, in Oregon and Washington and California, so on that side of the United States. And what happens is she has a very traumatic experience when she's young, and it starts to really form who she is as an adult, because she still will stop in the middle of like doing things and recall things that happened in the past in this traumatic experience, and it will kind of freak her out, these things that happens, right? So her mother is dead. Her mother has died a couple years before due to some sickness that I still haven't figured out what it is. So the other part of this is that her mother has a diary that she has written about the traumatic experience in and what led to it and what happened during it. Even though she wasn't there, she like had accounts of it, right? These diaries are lost. I don't know if someone's reading the diaries and that's why they're in the book, or if they're just lost and you're kind of reading along with it to get extra information that the protagonist does not know, but there is that. So it's the present, the past, and the diary that are put together. Now, what's interesting about this book, I think why it's called The Memory Weaver, is because she has to go through her memory and really say nothing bad is going to happen to me. I can actually tell you what happens because it's in the beginning of the book, but even I don't really know exactly everything that happened to her. Basically, they went to minister to these Native Americans of one certain tribe, and another tribe went and attacked the white people of the tribe because they're on their land, basically, and they like slaughtered the preachers, and they took the children hostage for like a couple months apparently. But I don't know what happened to the kids because I'm not that far into the book yet. But that's the traumatic experience. So not only did she see people that she knew being killed in front of her, and she probably was, I don't know, maybe like anywhere between 8 and 10. I can't really get a handle on how old she is. But she also had to deal with being a hostage as well. And then she had to go and testify in the trial and watch people be hung for this crime in her life. And her father really just pushed her to be that person to do it. And so she harbors a lot of resentment to her father. And then she ends up getting married to what her father considers a deadbeat guy who wants to move her up north to the cattle area. There's like in the territory. This territory that he wants to move her to is the land where she was hostage. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just waiting for her to fly off the handle. But I'm not to that part of the book. I'm only halfway through.
Survivors.
Yeah. So that's The Memory Weaver. I don't know if that sounds interesting to any of you. The one thing I have about this book, though, is that it's kind of hard to follow at times. It doesn't feel like that even when the timelines are separate that they really match up the way they're supposed to, but that's just me. It's an interesting book. I really just want to know what happens to her. Honestly, I just want to kind of get through it and know what happens. I'm probably going to write a full review of that on my blog as well. But those are our books. Do you have any other books that you're going to start reading after this, or is it just GTD?
No, I don't have any that I'm reading right now. Just getting through a couple videos that I've been watching. That's it.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Been watching a video series, few of
What's
them.
up?
Hey, there's a new series of Pony out.
Anyway, that is our book, a collab.
It's books.
And again, please check out the people down below so you can see
and
what they're
if you're
doing.
reading anything,
Yeah.
and you want us to know about it,
Yeah.
or if you've done a video review of a book, tell us down there.
I think the next book I want to acquire, although I don't know if I'm going to read it right away, is Felicia Day's book. You're never weird on the internet, almost. Yes, I want to read that book.
I'm actually looking forward to Armada.
Armada, yes. I think Corey is actually listening to that on
He
audiobook
is.
right now. Yes. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, keep calm.
And stay zany.
Bye-bye.